Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your brake light bulb on a Honda Odyssey. Start out by opening up your hatch. And on the inside of the jamb here is a bolt that needs to come out. And you can either use a Phillips screwdriver or you can use an 8mm socket to get that bolt out. And then you want to grab a hold of this trim piece. Just get your fingers between that and the taillight and then just pull out on the end of it. Just pull it directly towards you and it pops right out. And under there is two more bolts that need to come out. Just like before, use a Phillips screwdriver or an 8mm socket. And next, I'm going to take one hand on the back of the taillight here, and the other I'm going to have on the front. And I'm going to take the taillight and I'm going to pull it towards the outside of the car. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to use my other hand and just kind of put a little bit of pressure towards the back of the car. So while I'm pulling pressure with this hand, I'm just going to pull out on it. And that pops that clip and this pin right here away from the body from these two holes. And next, it's not a bad idea to just put a rag or a towel in between the taillight and the car. Just keeps the taillight from scratching the car when we're replacing the light. And the taillight doesn't weigh very much, so you're not going to hurt the wiring harness when doing this. And the brake light bulb is the socket here that's closest to the car. We're just going to take it and turn it counterclockwise about a quarter of a turn and then pull out on it. And then to remove the bulb, just place one hand on the plug and the other on the bulb and pull straight out. And then take your new bulb, and I'll put in the description below the bulb you need. And we're just going to take it, and it doesn't matter which way we put it in the plug, either way works. Just take it and press it into the plug, and then the bulb is snapped in. And then we're going to go ahead and take our socket, and if you look at it, you can see that there's alignment pins on the front side of it here, and those three are small, and then there's one big one over here. You need to make sure that big one is aligned with the groove on the taillight right there. So then take your socket and go ahead and stick it in the taillight and make sure it's seated. That's seated right there. And this is not seated. So you want to line the pin and then it'll seat right there. And then we're going to go ahead and turn it a quarter clockwise. And you'll feel it stop. And the bulb is in. And then from here, go ahead and remove your towel. And then we want to go ahead and align this pin and also this clip with these holes here on the body. So line up the taillight with those holes. And when you get them lined up, go ahead and make a fist and just give the taillight a tap to get those clipped in. And then come back around to the inside of the taillight, and we're going to go ahead and put the bolts back in. And these bolts, you want to start them by hand and make sure they're getting threaded. You don't want to force it when you're threading them in. The threads on these bolts are really fine, and you can cross thread them pretty easily. So you just want to make sure you start it with your hand. Don't force it. If it doesn't feel like it's threading, back out and try again. And get it started with your hand, and then we'll go ahead and tighten it down with our tool. And then we're going to take our trim cover and we're going to line up these tabs here on the trim cover with these grooves on the taillight. So let's go ahead and line them up and press it in. And the cover should be nice and flush here against the taillight, and then your hole should also be lined up. So again, we're going to take the bolt and start it by hand. And then go ahead and tighten it down. And that's it, guys. That's how you replace your brake light bulb. Thanks for watching.